No topic is too taboo to cover when it comes to health, including pee. Answering common questions like how often to replace your toothbrush and how much coffee you can safely drink, however, don't come with the same judgment that surrounds the question of peeing in the shower. There is no one-size-fits-all requirement when it comes to a shower routine. Some rinse off first thing in the morning. Others prefer to do it at night. There's even an argument over which body parts should actually get washed and how often we should be bathing at all. But according to a doctor, there's at least one habit you might want to avoid whenever it comes time to jump in the shower. We always look for a different opinion in search of the truth. Today, we'd love for you to take a look at what some doctors think about a routine that may be common for us all and share your own thoughts about it as well. Peeing in the shower may not be a good idea, according to science, but why? A small survey from the polling company found that 58% of people questioned admit to urinating in the shower, and 48% of people say it's acceptable, while 42% saying that it isn't. A similar survey from the United Kingdom found that almost half of men admit to having peed in the shower, but only a quarter of all Brits say doing so is acceptable. There is a possibility that bad bacteria from your urine could enter an open wound on your body and cause an infection. However, this would not be likely to be life-threatening. This would be more likely to occur if one had a urinary tract infection, and they urinated on an open cut or wound. Even then, there is far from any guarantee that this would lead to an infection. Dr. Sonpal says, the second reason is your bladder can be trained the wrong way. If you pee in the shower, it could subconsciously train you to urinate when you hear water. Alicia Jeffrey Thomas says, your bladder relies on signals it gets both from the stretch of the bladder walls as it fills, as well as signals from the brain which let it know when to contract to urinate. She said, we want to avoid training our bladder to associate certain signals with the urge to pee. In this case, peeing in the shower associates the sound of running water with urination or with submersion in water. This can often transition into being triggered by other sounds of running water, like when you're running the faucet to wash your hands or the dishes, or when you're in bodies of water. This effect is known as a Pavlovian effect, which is a reflex response to some outside sound or stimulus. A therapist explains that this might not be a huge problem for everyone, but, for people with any kind of pelvic floor dysfunction, this could contribute to leaking urine when you have the urge to use the restroom. 3. Your bladder may not be prepared for it anatomically. Peeing in the shower turns out to be potentially harmful to women. The key detail is you might not empty your bladder effectively. Dr. Jeffrey Thomas explains why. According to her, women can't fully relax the pelvic muscles when they try to urinate in a standing position. Men have a prostate to support their bladder, which means for them, the standing position while urinating is okay. But women do not have this additional support, so for women, peeing in a standing or hovering position is not natural and causes the bladder to empty at much lower levels than is needed. 4. What to do if the temptation is just too high. If you can't resist the temptation to pee in the shower, it's best to do it in your own shower, not a public one. And this is not a microbiological issue, but rather, a societal one. Dr. Bramvat, clinic urologist and assistant professor at UCF College of Medicine in Florida, says, someone could have a urinary tract infection. The urine could pick up some bugs from the end of the urethra as it exits. So, doing this act in your own shower, not a public one, helps you avoid some unpleasant surprises. What is your attitude toward this delicate issue? Do you believe it is a good or bad idea to pee in shower? Please write your opinion and don't forget to subscribe in the channel.